All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I love putting on these. I love being able to share something that we are very passionate about here and that has completely changed our lives. I almost said mine, but I'm like, it's not just me. It has changed mine, but it's not just me. So Joy and I are going to be sharing. Joy will pop on in a little bit and share her story. But to introduce myself a little bit, my name is Michelle Rose. I am a certified exercise physiologist, and I worked as a personal trainer for 10 years. Not prior to getting started on my gut health journey. I kind of did it in the middle of my gut health journey. And I have always been obsessed with fitness and health, and I'm a runner, and I was very passionate about it. And then life just took a change. I became a mom, I started having babies, and a new season of my life opened up. And in that, I realized my body needed to heal. And in my healing process, I found a new passion for helping people. I've always had a passion for helping people, but now I wanted to help them in a new mechanism, a new way, not just working out, but truly helping heal the body. So that's what brought me here. A very quick snippet. I'm going to tell a little bit more. But I love this quote from Dr. Mark Hyman. If you're not following him already, if you don't know anything about him, I highly recommend Googling. If you're on Instagram, his Instagram is amazing. He is a functional medicine doctor and a wealth of knowledge. And so he says the body is one integrated system.
Yeah, we live up near View Acres.
Hold tight.
Oh yes.
There we go.
Yeah.
Um, our body is one integrated system, not a collection of organs divided up by medical specialties. The medicine of the future connects everything. And that is what we do here. And that's what we're going to talk about, is how we focus on integrating the entire body, not treating a symptom, but treating kind of the cause. So here I'm going to talk a little bit more about what brought me to gut health, what brought me here. You can see from kind of my before, I want to say during, not necessarily after, because I am not done healing. You can see kind of the transformation there. I refer to it as my mugshot, because that's truly what this is right there. I'm pretty sure you can tell from my eyes that it was a miserable point in my life. So I was diagnosed when I was 15 years old with an autoimmune disorder. But what caused that autoimmune disorder is actually from health issues that started prior to when I hit puberty. You can very much tell from the picture. You can't miss it. I started struggling with cystic acne. Very, very, very painful breakouts, inflamed. I have had moments where my eyes have almost swollen shut. It looks like I have gone to the doctor and they've numbed my face, because various different spots of my face around like my mouth are so swollen. It's from cystic breakouts. And it was very embarrassing. So my mom did what most people do when their child is experiencing skin issues and took me to the dermatologist. The dermatologist put me on 2 meds, one of which was essentially bleach for my skin. That was great. Super good for you guys. And the second one was an antibiotic. And for some reason, no doctors put up red flags, when for years and years and years, every time I went to the doctor, I said, oh yeah, I'm still on doxycycline. You would think that after a good chunk of years, they would start saying, you take that every day? That's not very good for you. Maybe we should look at finding something else to treat what's going on. And after about 3 years of daily usage of that antibiotic, I was diagnosed with my autoimmune digestion disorder. And that's where it really all starts. I got very, very sick in college. I actually was pulled from running the day before my conference meet, my senior year of college, the day before the big shebang. My doctor said, you're not allowed to run anymore because I'm concerned you're going to have a heart attack. I was 21 years old in the best shape of my life. And less than 2 months prior to, I had been running PRs. I was doing incredible. And then I got a viral infection And then I got what's called gastroenteritis, like a week after that, where I looked 6 months pregnant overnight. And I am a very thin, petite girl. It was very obvious. And spent some time in the hospital. And after that, I had horrific asthma. I could barely walk down the street without having to stop, sit on a bench. Luckily, there's a lot of those on college campuses, and catch my breath. And that is why my doctor pulled me from running. It was very obvious that there were things going on, and I was not going to race well the following day. But when your doctor tells you that she's concerned you're going to have a heart attack at 21 years old, and you are a collegiate athlete, and you are all about taking care of yourself, it takes all the winds out of your sail that you possibly could have had. And so I wish I could say things got better from there. They know what a shape or form did. I always had this underlying thought that there is a cause for all of these things. It wasn't just, I just talked about my asthma. It wasn't just my skin. It wasn't just the fact that I had digestion issues. I was addicted to sugar. Food controlled my life too. I always had to have something there to eat. I have cried at restaurants before, reading a menu, just breaking down because when you have gut issues, everything makes your gut hurt. Drinking water would sometimes make me bloated, and then I would be on the couch all day. I also have a gluten intolerance. So I'm like, I can't have gluten. I can't eat any of like this laundry list of things because all of it hurts my stomach. And when your blood sugar is plummeting, you just want the food. You're like, I want anything. And then you get very emotional. I also, when I became a mom, I hit my rock bottom. My body was just done. Absolutely done. My autoimmune was in a full-on flare. I was having to run to the bathroom on multiple occasions during the day. I essentially lived on the couch. That's where I mommed. That's where my baby and I spent all of our time, on the couch, watching TV. I couldn't sleep. My baby was a horrific sleeper. And on top of that, I've always struggled with insomnia issues. I was exhausted. My friends would say, hey, let's go to lunch. I want to see the baby. And I would have a panic attack because the thought of leaving my house caused anxiety. The thought, all I thought of was all the things that I had to do to try and get me and the baby out of the house on time to meet my friends at a reasonable time. I was showing up to everything half an hour, 45 minutes late because of all of it. And that's when I said, this is not the life I meant to live. What else is there? And thankfully, actually, one of my best friends, not necessarily thankfully for her, she was also struggling with some digestion issues at the same time that this was all unfolding for me in a very real way. And she started talking about gut health. And I was like, ooh, this sounds good. So I went down the rabbit hole, Googled gut health, did all the research I possibly could, and started applying it to my life. And in the process of that, I heard about this incredible company called Plexus, which is the original gut health company. And they had everything that I was like, oh, I need to do that. Oh, I need to do that. Oh, I need to do that. They had it all. And to me, it was like the silver platter was being brought to me. And I no longer had to try and figure out where I was going to go get my probiotics and where I was going to get my multivitamins and how I was going to support my blood sugar balance and all of these candida diets. Like I didn't have to go figure that out anymore. They offered it. So I decided I got to give this a go. And you can see my afters, durings, whatever. I'm here 7.5 years later telling you that my life has completely 180'd in every sense of the thought. Everything. I am a mom of 2 now. I am thriving. I honestly can't stand sitting on the couch and watching TV. It drives me insane. Like I'm so bored by it. And before, like that was the highlight of my day. That's how bad it was, you guys. I love going out. I love doing things. I wake up feeling good. I go to restaurants and I say, I want to eat that and that. As long as there's not gluten, tell me what you got. I want a food. Like, give me the food. I don't even know there. I used to live with a heating pad on me like 24/7 because my gut hurt so bad. I was always bloated and cramping to the point where I could barely stand up. I lived off of things like ibuprofen and heating pads and Epsom salt baths. I don't actually, my heating pad I just saw the other day got shoved under my bed. I just saw it yesterday and it was like jammed under my bed. I don't have to use it anymore because that's not part of my life. So I have been, I get to enjoy running. It's incredible. So I have a whole new lease on life because I went down this incredible path of gut health and healing my body. And I'm going to go turn it over to Joy now, and you can learn about her story, and some more about what gut health is.
Yep. All right. Thank you. Yes. So rewind to 2 years ago, there was that picture up in the corner, running Hood to Coast. I think I just finished my second leg and had known Michelle for, I'm trying to do the math, maybe 10 hours at that point, 12 hours. And, you know, I didn't know her before. And if you are familiar with Hood to Coast, that relay race, you get thrown in a van with people that you've never met before. This was my second Hood to Coast. And I asked, we're all getting to know each other and wondering, finding out what we do. And, Michelle says that she helps people with gut health, and just kind of left it at that. And I'm a dietitian, and I deal with people with, that have guts. And so it piqued my interest. But what also piqued my interest is being a dietitian. I watch how people eat. Not that I judge, I just watch how people eat. And I watched Michelle be extremely fuel efficient. And I have dealt with hypoglycemia my whole adult life. Since I remember having, hangry, crashing issues, from as far back like fifth grade. It would hit me when you're getting home on the bus. And I always thought it was bus sickness, but really, it was my low blood sugar, because I'd get home, stuff my face with a whole bunch of crap, and then it'd feel better. And the idea of fasting was never possible for me. I always had to have snacks around. And this was even, not even a mom thing, because, moms, we have snacks always available for the kids, but just for me to function, I always had to have snacks. And that Hood to Coast, because it was my second one, I planned, everything super well. Being a dietitian, I thought I had it all. And all planned out, and I still bottomed out at the end. And it gets very scary if you've ever dealt with hypoglycemia, to where I get so nauseous, I can't even get nutrition in me to fix the problem. And I get close to passing out. And so because I experienced that, and I watched Michelle be so fuel efficient, it really got my interest. And she, friend requested me on Facebook. I started cyber stalking her. And about 5 weeks later, around the time for my birthday, I was dealing with life, super long days, being a mom, working, wearing 3 different hats at the school district where I worked. And I was like, there's got to be a better way. And I've never tried gut health. I was very skeptical, but I was like, I thought I had a healthy gut, but I figured, okay, I'll give it a try. And I didn't tell anybody what I was doing. And, but I just started following the regimen and taking the probiotics. And let me tell you, I heard some sounds gurgling from my belly that I never had heard before. And, but I was like, well, something's happening. And 6 weeks after starting the products, I had lost 20 pounds without much effort at all. And being a dietitian, I had tried everything out there. And and also being a dietitian, I felt some shame associated to that, but nothing would make the needle move. And I'd been a lifelong athlete. I had, been a collegiate rower, and then running, and into roller derby, and then running again. And no matter what, my body would just get stuck. And it wasn't unless I really restricted calories to like 1,400 a day being active, would the weight come off, and it still was super slow. And then, so here I was 6 weeks after using the products, 20 pounds off with minimal effort, really. I was just doing life and following the regimen. And I also realized, though, that my hair, my nails, all of a sudden they were growing better than ever. I wasn't dealing with hypoglycemia anymore. Those energy lulls, drops. I wasn't feeling sluggish in the mid afternoons, and my anxiety was gone with that. And the anxiety part is something that I, it would show up as being irritable, and I relied on a PRN Xanax before. When COVID shut everything down, I also did a lot of edibles to help my anxiety, and that just wasn't something sustainable though. Once everything opened, it really wasn't sustainable even at the time. Like I was just the Band-Aids. I was just, covering up and, putting a Band-Aid on the issue and not addressing it. And so much of it stemmed from my gut. And people started to notice a change in me with the gut health. I finally was really like myself again. And I didn't have to, rely on anything to be content. And when Michelle talks about like, she now can't sit down, TV is boring. For me, when I was wound up and anxious all the time, it wasn't unless I had a few drinks or, had an edible that I could actually be content just spending time with my family. I felt like I always had to be doing something. And, I used to say that busy is a personality trait, because people would be like, oh my gosh, you're so busy. I can't believe everything you do. And for me, keeping myself busy was a way that I kept the anxiety at bay, because if I was busy, I couldn't, I'd be distracted from it. And that wasn't a way to live. I was not happy like that. And so I never thought I had an unhealthy gut, but so much healing has occurred from getting my gut healthy. And, we say that it was a miracle or a God thing that brought Michelle and I together. And now I'm, I have a baby now at 42 years old. I've had the best, all because of Michelle, because my body got so healthy. Just decided that I need another baby. And it was the best pregnancy out of my 3 because of gut health. And with my other 2, I gained 90 pounds and 70 pounds because of that hypoglycemia. I had to eat every 2 hours. And that wasn't the case at all with this pregnancy. I could do intermittent fasting still while pregnant. And my hormones were in balance. I didn't have any meltdowns, thanks to the psychobiotics that we have that are specialized to help with stress and mood support. And so instead of gaining 90 and 70 pounds like my other 2 pregnancies, I gained 35 and have had the best recovery. So that's kind of the last 2 years in a quick. And so how Plexus works is it gets to the root cause of health issues by just cleaning up the gut microbiome. I definitely had Candida yeast living inside me, because that's I started with they call it the advanced weight loss packet, welcome pack, but it has that Probio 5, which is our trademark probiotic that is a 3-in-1. It has probiotics, 5 strains of probiotics, but it also has antifungal enzyme, the chitinase, that breaks down Candida yeast, and it has digestive enzymes too. And so, when I heard that gurgling going on, and that's what was, the war was going on inside me. That product was killing off the Candida yeast, and from that, I got improved hormonal balance. That was my blood sugars finally balancing out. And it starts with the insulin, because insulin is the mother hormone that cortisol follows, and really we have, in our culture, so much insulin resistance developing. And the new thing that people are becoming aware of is adrenal fatigue. And that's because so much insulin constantly in your system is leading to tons of cortisol, and that just exhausts the adrenal system. And then, all those hormones around in that stress state, because cortisol is a stress hormone, we have chronic inflammation going on. And so just attacking those 3 areas of blood sugars, balancing blood sugars, decreasing inflammation, and supporting the gut, so much healing happens. So simplification is key to sustainability. If you have any type of program, if it's not simple, it's going to be hard to stick with it. And Michelle kind of touched on this a little bit with saying about, like, when she did her research, she saw that Plexus checked off all the boxes. And so we have a simple system that I mentioned is the triplex, where you drink your pink drink, which is what I got here, once a day, and you have some capsules in the morning, at night. And really, I keep everything in the bathroom, and if it was more complicated than that, it wasn't going to work. At the time when I started this, I was working 16-hour days. Like a 12-hour day was a short day for me. And simplicity is what just makes it work. And the triplex is, really our trademark products that work together with, again, cleaning out the yeast. So weeding, feeding, and reseeding the gut, because it is like a beautiful garden going on inside us. Some might not agree that it's beautiful, but what it does for us is beautiful.
Some people's might not be beautiful. I'm going to do a quick Vanna White. I'm going to stop sharing just so you guys, can you guys see me bigger now? Right? Just me, not my screen. Okay. I'm going to do a quick Vanna White so you can see kind of simple systems. So what we use for balancing the blood sugar is our pink drink here. Joy's drinking it. It comes in these fun little packets. What is so great about these is the on the go, like Joy's talking about, like how she works so much. Like, I'm a busy mom, or she's a busy mom, like busy moms here. Like, we need simplicity and also convenience in our life. So the fact that these are cute little packets that can go in diaper bags, purses, they're all over our lives. So this, and you just mix it into your water and drink it once a day. And that's going to help support those balanced blood sugar levels, but it's also going to help support your gut health and reducing inflammation and the whole piece of the puzzle. And then the ProBio 5, the signature probiotic she was referring to, is right here. It's capsules. You just take those at bedtime and it works. It's beautiful magic. And then we have also our Bio Cleanse, which is going to help come in and regulate your digestion, flush out toxins, support that gut health as well. And also capsules, and you can just take those right at bedtime with your ProBio 5. So just a drink a day and a couple capsules at bedtime is such a simple, like, does it get easier than that? And that's what I started with 7.5 years ago. And yes, I use a lot of other products now to further support my healing, but as a base, like, it's simple and easy and effective, which we all need. Like, sign me up for all of those. Okay, I'm gonna go back to sharing my screen, and there we go. Okay, go ahead, Joy. Oh, next one. There you go.
Yeah. And so, which applies to you out of these? Do you crave sugar or carbs all day long? Are you anxious and sad? That was me. You don't sleep well. Your skin is a wreck. Is your stomach always in knots? Or are you having digestive issues, running to the bathroom, or maybe you need to know where the bathroom's at all times? That is no way to live. Maybe you can't focus and have a foggy brain. Or do you struggle to lose weight? That was me. Even as a dietitian, I could not lose weight without hard work. It was always, counting calories is no fun and no way to live. It's not sustainable. Do you struggle to keep healthy weight on? Because that's something too. Like, if the gut is not working, your metabolism is wrecked. Like, we are a complex chemistry set, and the signals that tell our body what to do with the fuel all come from our gut. Are you achy and in pain? Do you keep needing more and more meds to manage your health? And that's when it's like, are you just giving Band-Aids and then side effects, and then more Band-Aids to cover those side effects? You know what I mean? Like Band-Aids, prescriptions. If they're not addressing the root cause of your condition, you're just, again, I like the analogy of, you're putting a duct tape over a fire hydrant. Is that really solving the problem? Yeah. So here's more about which applies to you. You have vitamin and mineral deficiencies because if the gut's not working right, again, that's where our nutrients and everything gets absorbed. And then do you catch every cold that comes around and have immune challenges? I have to say, just on that one, like, my kids, it'll be 2 years that we've been a household of gut health. And last winter, so many people had this, it was that respiratory condition. It wasn't COVID, but it wasn't the flu, but it was like just sticking around for like 3 weeks. Some people were sick, and nope, we didn't have hardly anything happen. Are your labs off with no apparent reason? Or I'd say even the other way around. Or do you feel off, but you go to the doctor and they say, well, your labs are normal? That is a huge one, a huge red flag. Do you have autoimmune conditions and things that keep getting worse? Do you have food sensitivities? Do you have no energy to stay active or struggle to recover or to build muscle? So does the thought of, being active after work just impossible to you? And are you devastated after doing a workout because your body is just wrecked? And so you do one workout and then you're stuck on the couch for the next 4 days. Those are all signs that something's wrong with your gut.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Joy. And thank you guys for kind of dropping in the chat some of those things that you were experiencing. You're also welcome to message the person who invited you to and be like, hey, I super related to this. These are some of the things that I've been going through as well. I wanted to touch briefly on the business part of this. So something that is so beautiful and incredible is we have the world's greatest referral program here. When I first got started, we were living credit card bill to credit card bill. Paycheck to paycheck sounds great when you're that tight. And so when I first started, it was $100 is a huge chunk of change for us. Is the room on the credit card for that? And I knew that I needed to figure out how I was going to continue this as it was working. And when it's working, you need to keep on it. I needed to heal my body. And so tuning into the fact that I can get the cost of my products covered and then I also had that thought of, what if I could get our groceries covered? What if that a couple $100 a month could get my groceries covered too? And so that's just kind of where I started of, I need this. How am I going to get it? Every month. And that became very easy. I told you I was a personal trainer at the time. The people that needed this were literally in front of me every day, telling me what they were dealing with and telling me how they wanted to be healthier. And so I simply told them what I was doing. And in that, I got my products covered. I paid for groceries. People that were already paying me paid me more. It's basically like they spent more money and I made more from people that were already part of my life and investing in who I was and what I had to offer them. So in that, I have since built a larger business, but something here you can look at, the Refer One is something that's really cool. If you just start off with one friend, you order your own products and you grab a friend and you say, hey, I'm going to try this gut health thing. This would be so fun to do this together. You get $35 back and you get $25 in free product credit. So you're getting $60 essentially in like cash and product that can help you get what you need, help you get what you're loving, what's going to benefit you. We really like to look at the 3. Because if you look at that, you get $300 and you're also getting that $25 in free product credit there as well. With that $300, you've got 2 to 3 months of products covered. And with the 3, the reason the 3 stands out so much is because our company has a stat that says when you start with 3 people, you have a 90 to 95% chance of being successful with the products. And the main reason behind that is because you have accountability. You have 3 people holding your feet to the fire saying, I'm doing this. You got to do it with me. We're doing it together. We're in this for the long run. And so Plexus rewards you saying, we want you to have the 90 to 95% success with this. Here's $300. Make sure you got 3 months on our products and you are solid. You are golden. You are going to get to the promised land, so to speak. You are going to start healing your body, whatever your health goals are. If you're looking to lose the weight, you're going to be dropping the weight. If you're looking to ditch the brain fog, if you're looking to not be living with a heating pad stuck on the couch all day, if you want to be free of those anxious thoughts and that anxiety that's tearing you down, if you want to be the yes mom, the happy mom, the mom that plays with their kids, that will happen. And so that's the beauty. And it doesn't stop there. If you want to keep going, if you're like, this is incredible, I want to bring as many as I want on board, you can kind of see that you get compensated very, very well for that. And here's a few reasons of why we love it so much around here. We can do it anywhere, anytime, all of the things. Like I first started by telling my clients, and then I started to tell, then I was like, all of my friends and family started knowing about it. I started turning it into a true business and using social media. And I have worked this through all seasons of my life. I have worked it through being in the depths of my health struggles. I have worked it through thriving. I've worked it through postpartums, pregnancies, all kinds of things. And the beauty is I have been able to do it and still make an income all along the way. It has been high, there has been lows, all of the things. And my favorite part is the friendships in the community. Joy talked about how she met me. And like Joy, I talk to Joy probably every single day. Like it is rare that we do not have any kind of conversation. And so she is one of my best friends in this. And we have an incredible supportive community. Some of the people are on this call right now. And I had a woman call me, or actually I ended up calling her, but she wanted to call me. And she's like, I just wanted to tell you what you and this community have done for me. And she told me about how in the past month and a half, her life has changed. Like that is so incredibly powerful. And that's why we do what we do. The impact that we have on others is bar none. And I truly believe that God put us on this earth to help others and to have a positive impact on others. And I don't personally see a better way to do that than sharing what God has given us to help us heal and bring them into a faith-filled community, is what we really are, all believers, and we want to help. And God just is he's our homeboy, and we want to obey what he has for us when it comes to our purpose. And so that's why we have been drawn so much to what we do. Okay, so next steps for you. You're like, okay, cool. I have those health issues. I want to feel better. I want to do all of the things. So their website right down here is just the kind of the general Plexus website, join.plexusworldwide.com/quiz. If you go to that, there is this short little quiz. It's got 3 questions for you. It will make a combo recommendation. I do highly recommend throwing the reset in there as well. That's our 3-day nutritionally supported fast that helps reset your body at the cellular level. I would Vanna White it, but Joy currently has mine because I let her borrow it for an event that we had. And so I would highly recommend starting with that and the triplex if you can. The triplex is another great starting point. You can't really go wrong when it comes to our products. So first you have to get your products ordered. That's how we all start. We have to have the products to start healing our bodies. And then who are your 3 people going to be? We want you to have that success rate. We want you here. We want you to be successful. We don't want you to come and order products and then disappear. Like that means you didn't feel better. You didn't have the results that you wanted. And we don't want that. And then you think of those 3 people, you should shoot out a message. Like I said, hey, I'm trying out this stuff. It sounds awesome. We should do it together. That's all you got to do. And then you will have a referral link that you can send to them, and then they can take the quiz and they can get started with you. That simple. If you have any questions about any of the steps, any of the products, all of that, we are here to support you. You can reach out to the person that invited you to the call. If you are going to be ordering tonight, there is a discount code. I'm going to type in the chat here. It's give10, and that's going to take $10 off your order. If you order before midnight Pacific Standard Time, we will send you another $10 just thank you for joining us discount. So that would end up being a total of a $20 discount for you if you got started with us today. Real quick, does anybody have any questions for Joy or I while we're here? You can either unmute yourself or utilize the chat. Oh, okay. The last thing I wanted to touch base on was this isn't just about the products. Like I mentioned, the community as well. We recognize that there are multiple ways to support your body in being its healthiest self. So the supplements are one of the tools that we offer, but we also bring you into the community. We have coaching, one-on-one coaching, group coaching, those kinds of things. And then Plexus also, you will have free access to an app for an entire year. And on that app, it has a program called Pivotal, which has a grocery shopping list, 4 recipes each week that are easy, healthy, delicious, all those things. 3 different movements, so 3 different workout options, also goal setting. So we provide you with a lot of those tools that you need to up level. I always talk about up leveling. I always want to find what's my next level of everything. What's my next level of fitness? What's my next level of health? What's my next level of business? What's my next level of spirituality, mom? Like all the things. How can I be a better person is my end game. And so we do provide more tools for you as well. And we coach you with getting started on the products, because that's what we're here for. No questions have been brought up. Joy, did you have anything you wanted to share real quick?
Just the 60-day money back guarantee.
Oh, yes.
I mean, yeah, I was very skeptical, but I had tried so many things and I was tired of trying things. But I told myself, well, 60-day money back guarantee. I hadn't tried gut health. Let's see what it does. And the rest is history. Like I said, my only regret was waiting as long as I did to finally order.
Yeah, same. The 60-day money back promise was really big for me as well, because I told you guys things were very tight for us at the time. So I knew I had that in the back of my mind. Here I am 7.5 years later, never used that one.
Yeah, I've never used it either.
So happy that I didn't.
Yep.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us. Have a wonderful evening, and make sure you get connected with the person that invited you here with any questions that you might have. And they can also help you with getting started too. Have a wonderful evening.
Good night.